I used to think teachers were knowledgeable people with decent world experience. But looking back, I realize a lot of my public school teachers were batshit crazy. It doesn't take much to become a teacher, and they only know the academic environment. They go through K-12, then university, then back to teaching K-12. No real-world experience. Many of my teachers were overly political, especially about Trump and anti-communism. They didn't even have good arguments, just parroting things like if communism is so good, why doesn't it work? Teachers are also egotistical and hypersensitive. They'd get angry if you challenged their views. They'd use class time for therapy or to push their political beliefs. I don't respect teachers because of this. I was a good student, but I didn't like how they were like overgrown children with ego problems. I think that's why people don't side with teachers anymore and why there's less respect. OP, where are teachers making $25/hour? My wife was a teacher and only got paid $12.50/hour. OP, posts like this make me consider teaching, but then I remember how bad the education system is and how little it pays. OP, I didn't have crazy teachers, just some who didn't care enough. But I also had amazing teachers. Saying they have no real-world experience is odd. OP, many of my high school teachers talked about sex, which feels creepy now. One even compared sex with his wife and girlfriend. Gross. OP, what schools did y'all go to? Lamau? OP, my teacher threatened to cut the class hamster and hid cleaning supplies to make the room stink. OP, my teachers are mostly raging liberals. Depends where you live. OP, teacher, I agree many teachers are egotistical and childish. They fight pointless battles over phones, food, etc. They get upset if you question them. I've seen condescending talk about students. I don't know why they stay. I'm sorry about your experience with political teachers. We should present information and let students decide. I haven't seen much of this, though. Many teachers come from other fields. One colleague worked in corporate for 20 years, another was a football coach, another a restaurant manager. Not all of us are like that. OP, in 8th grade, a teacher bullied me and encouraged my classmates to do the same. He'd send me out for behavioral issues. My mom had to talk to the school, but they did nothing. He was fired the next year for locking a student in a closet. OP, my theater director would trauma dump on us but shame us for having our own problems and not committing to her class. It was just a high school show choir group. OP, some teachers are like that, but most genuinely care. Also, most teachers have second jobs. OP, keep criticizing teachers, that'll end well. Education is underpaid and constantly scrutinized. My mom was a teacher for 20 years and literally gave her life to it. But yeah, they're all egotistical bastards. /SOP, teachers, cops, senators are all just people. We all have flaws and preferences. I knew a teacher who did cocaine, some who drank a lot. It's the same with other professions. OP, one of my favorite teachers was anti-Trump, so it depends on the teacher. OP, my 55-year-old single teacher had beef with me when I was 15. That's pathetic. Even in college, my professor is a weirdo. OP, there's more to the real world than corporate experience. Teachers pay taxes, own cars, have bills, deal with corporations and bosses. Lack of shareholder experience doesn't impact their teaching. OP, I had some teachers who didn't care, but never what you described. Some had strong beliefs, but I enjoyed that because their beliefs matter. My next class would often offer a different perspective, showing how life is a spectrum. OP, teacher for 11 years, most teachers I know are great people. Maybe 5% are batshit crazy. We tend to remember bad things more than good. Even in the stricter 90s, most of my teachers were decent.